Senator Fernandi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is a very interesting motion. I agree that many people don't know that impeachment process is a political process. It's both civil and criminal at some where it can be measured. Either is beyond reasonable doubt, Mr. Speaker, or based on probabilities. Mr. Speaker, as I was listening to the majority leader moving, I remembered the case of Odinga and other versus IEBC in 2017 in the presidential petition. Mr. Speaker, and the decision of court then was not based on the outcome. It was based on the process and procedure that was followed, Mr. Speaker. So if the Supreme Court of the Republic of Kenya in Raila Odinga versus others and the IEBC was solely on the regularity, the processes, even how the electoral process was done from the time a voter kit was being acquired to the level that the voting was being done, Mr. Speaker, that matter is. So I want to say that this issue, the process and procedure must be very important, Mr. Speaker. And that is why I agree with the mover of the motion that as a House, Mr. Speaker, we have slept on our laurels by not ensuring that we pass Impeachment Procedure Act, Mr. Speaker, that Article 181 of the Constitution 2010 of the Republic of Kenya, Mr. Speaker. So Supreme Court has settled the matter of procedure and the importance of processes. And that was decided, Mr. Speaker. So I want to advise, because I have sat from the governor's side and the county assembly side, they are agreeing that 23 people voted. But if you do the math, it should be 23.33. And when you truncate, it should be 24, Mr. Speaker. And therefore, the fact that we have agreed that the principle of Section 33 has not been met, Mr. Speaker, then it brings a lot of questions. The issue is the Senate is a trial chamber. Do we proceed and listen to the matter to full conclusion like in Kericho 2? Or do we proceed and terminate like in Kericho 1, for instance, Mr. Speaker? And I think these are issues that we must ensure we discuss at any given point, Mr. Speaker. Even the reading of Article 177, Mr. Speaker. You remember that, and I wanted to seek that clarification at that point before we rose in the afternoon, Mr. Speaker, was on the issue of whether the Senate at that time constituted the county assembly, whether there was vacancy, Mr. Speaker. And those were the questions that we needed clarity on, Mr. Speaker, because I can see my light is on. Mr. Speaker, the question is, you know, at least you are a senior lawyer. There is a principle of maxims of equity, Mr. Speaker. Is this a case who seeks equity must do equity? That is the question to the county assembly. Or is it a question, equity is the vigilant, not the indolent? And those are principles of maxims of equity that the House and the wisdom that will be subjected, Mr. Speaker, whether will decide to proceed with the process or not, Mr. Speaker. But I think, Mr. Speaker, in my own opinion, justice should be seen to be done, not only done, Mr. Speaker. And therefore, the people of Nyamira are looking upon us that should we go to full trial and listen to the issues that have been set under Article 181, Mr. Speaker, of the Constitution on abuse of office, issue of incompetence, issue of corruption, the running of the government, Mr. Speaker. It is the way that we can ensure that either we enrich the growth of devolution, Mr. Speaker. And I want to say, Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, one of the oversight tools, and I want to agree with MCS, and disabuse, one of the oversight tools, Mr. Speaker, in this country, under devolution, Mr. Speaker, is also impeachment. That's the issue on oversight, Mr. Speaker. It is you either do an impeachment as part of oversight or any other forms of oversight, Mr. Speaker. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, when the voting will come, let us listen keenly. We are the judges, Mr. Speaker, and you know judges will only come out with judgment, either concurring or dissenting at that point. So, Mr. Speaker, I retreat to my chamber and consider and listen to the wisdom of Koris or lack of it. Mr. Speaker, I raise my case.
Senator Richard Onyonka.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would like your protection from Majority Leader, who is talking on his phone. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I happen to be in a very unique and complex position. As a member of the Kisii delegation, which is a neighbor to Nyamira, who are our brothers, this matter has been running for as long as I remember, since I became a senator in this house. Members of the County Assembly have constantly disagreed over the issues in Nyamira, and on several occasions, different individuals have been blamed for the issues that have been happening and the things that have been happening in Nyamira. I don't want to spend a lot of time explaining those things. Mr. Speaker, even when that is a very complex and maybe completely political issue which needs to be sorted out, I stand and defend my positions based on the law. If the law is what we have decided to follow as a people who want good governance and administration, who want to provide services to their people, then, Mr. Speaker, we really have to agree that we are going to follow the law. My wish would have been that we listen to all the charges that have been brought, but then that means that we would have preempted the discussions about the issues of the PO and indeed the rest of this case. My suggestion would be, if members of this House feel that the threshold was not reached, then we accept that as a position. And the problem that I was unable to interrogate, Mr. Speaker, was that in Nyamira, there were 3 members of the County Assembly who were not there when these elections were taking place. Not the ones who traveled, but there are about 3, I think 2 were having by-elections the other day, and 1, I think, had passed on. And they had not been at the Assembly for close to 2 years. So what many people were asking me as I was sitting here is, the fact that these people who've been at the County Assembly have only been 23, what does it mean? My worry is, if you are going to impeach Mr. Nyaribo with 21 or 22 members of the County Assembly, and this House convicts, there's a likelihood the court will actually refuse to convict. And Mr. Speaker, what I would want to encourage my colleagues here is that let us follow the law and make a decision whether that law is good or bad. My point, Mr. Speaker, is that we have set precedent, and the precedent is there on Kericho 1, there's precedent on Kericho 2, and all that precedence does exist. But I also, Mr. Speaker, wanted to mention that I was very impressed with Katwa Kigen's argument that when you have those people, if they are 21 or 22 in the County Assembly, does the law actually allow them to then vote because they're the ones who are sitting there, or can they then even vote through proxy and continue making the arguments they're making? So my argument, Mr. Speaker, is that if the law, which is that the threshold should have been 24 members of the County Assembly, and that threshold was not arrived at, then, Mr. Speaker, we should let the matter rest. Thank you so much.
Senator Boni.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, at the beginning, when I listened to the PO, I saw it as a straightforward case of 35 times 2/3. That's what I saw. And I was persuaded. However, both parties have invited me to want to hear more. Both the governor and the County Assembly. What do I mean, Mr. Speaker? People watching me in Nyamira now want us to respond to the concerns by the County Assembly. Nowhere in the jurisprudence of this country have we ever tested the issue of who is voting at the 2/3 majority. What do I mean? You all know, in this House, we have been voting with the threshold of 24, even when our brother, the late Jeptumo, was gone. Now, what has been brought by the county assembly, they are telling us, please remember there were 3 MCAs who are not in that county assembly. This is the time for us to prosecute that, and therefore we should give parties an opportunity to prosecute that matter. We see which way it should go, so that, colleagues, we guide county assemblies. We even guide this Senate that what shall we be doing in the event members are not in plenary. Number 2, Mr. Speaker, again, parties have invited me on the issue of voting by proxy. You all speak good English. Voting proxy simply means a member of a team, like the one in the county assembly of Nyamira, asking another member to vote for him specifically in the same manner he would have voted. Let's not be emotional. Even in this house, we normally ask the leader of the delegation to tell the appointed member of the delegation to vote exactly in the manner the leader of that delegation would have voted. So we need, again, to hear submissions from both parties so that it would help us to know in the future how shall we be handling this kind of issue. My final point, Mr. Speaker, again invited by both parties, is that they talked about letters. We didn't know letters were brought. This is the time for us to allow them to prosecute the matter, to show us these letters, just in the same way we did in Kericho 2, and those ones who thought this had not taken place, they were given an opportunity. Mr. Speaker, finally, but not least, the county assembly has come here for justice, looking for justice. So has the governor. It is therefore makes us stronger, more credible, more fatherly by hearing both. Let the PO be determined after we have heard the whole manenos, the whole issues, then we make a decision. I want to defeat in my submission the points raised by the Senator of Kericho, leader of majority. It is bigger than what you think. Kericho 1 was straightforward, Kericho 2 was straightforward. This one, both parties are not in agreement. In Kericho 1, we all remember, both parties were in agreement about the number of MCAs who had participated. For your information, leader of the majority, if you go by the presentation by the governor, it means 23.3 people voted, which we round to 24. But if you go by the persuasive argument by the county assembly, it means in the absence of those 3, only 21.3 people voted, rounding it.
Senator Wambua.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, 2 or 3 things.